is coming is this right here in the dictionary. Somebody's looked this stuff up, and you wouldn't be able to find it unless you looked up eagle or golden eagle. If I say it's Chrysaetos, you'd be frustrated because you wouldn't know how to look that up. And they've been showing us this connection a lot. In fact, I couldn't help but notice they've been showing me this connection since I could see through my eyes and watch a dollar go into a hand. And so, but just because somebody says that it's an eagle that flies, if nobody else searches those matters out, well, then that's what everybody's going to believe. And that's called conspiratorial, because this is a Jewish name. I found that out, son of a gun. So anyway, I'm not having a hard time, but I guess what I've done is I've been gathering lots of information for quite some time. And like this right here is, it says the guy from Daniel 12 is connected to our dollar bill. That's nonsense because we've all been in church and we know that's a lie. But when you look at it like that, so when you bring the things together and you're not just looking at that alone or a TV show alone or a dollar, we go, hey, that's a halo. And the people who are coming to us with this understanding, that's not flying in. If you don't use the dictionary, other people will use you and the words will use you, because you would have to know they're venerable. Words are venerable from the end to the beginning, and beginning to the end coming out like a yo-yo. So that's why the Unicode is there in the stars. Anyway, I don't mean to have an attitude. I hope I don't sound like I have an attitude, but I guess I do wear that one where that family name is, because I wear that name. But I do remember when we were growing up, we didn't have cable and we didn't have internet, and we would go through the big yellow pages, and we would go and look for Proteros. And we would find one, I forget what the name was, Joe Protero or something, in San Gabriel or something like that. And I remember asking, are we related to them? And of course we weren't related to them. So I grew up learning that Proteros are not related to Proteros, Smiths are not related to Smiths, Gordon is not related to Gordon, and these are not related to the Tabernacle and the Stars. So that would be very, very hard to get unless a person has the ability of a high priest, not a pastor. A pastor is not a high priest. That's why even if we go past all of these things, and it's the completion year we've passed, the eclipse, August 21st, 2017, and this is Nisan 14, 5774, that happened. Then that star deacon of the Aquila and the Lyra. Boom. See that? So these things have been in front of us. They've been in front of us. We don't have anybody who can interpret that. That's why this guy hasn't come, see? Because if he did come, no one would be able to interpret that. Therefore, he would never be able to interpret it among us. You see what I'm saying? If he says something about, go to Ezekiel 1, right? And it says, face of an eagle, body of a human. Okay, that's similar. And then it was said, well, where is it? Let's find that template so I'm not just blowing smoke. This is the Lion of the tribe of Judah is what it means. Everybody just says Leo. Well, we can throw in Leo if you want. That's fine. But in this context, it's going to a human, the body of a human, face of an eagle, body of a human, secondary A, ox. Wow. And then the Lion of the tribe of Judah. That makes more sense to me. And so if we have everything is the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, then that leaves women to the goddess, the libertine woman. And that's the way it's been the whole time I've seen it. And that's why we have no laws and no rules. And that's why men have to actually ask people that wouldn't know one way or another. Now, I'm telling you, if I went in and I showed these lineups, Tabernacle and the Sun, then the stars, this is in Psalm 19. So anyway, I know that God's led me to a great work. Red Moon, Lear, hold on. Son of a gun, how'd that happen? Anyway, so I don't want to be too long-winded, and I'm always doing that. This one I put aside. This would be a prophetess, but we had to put that aside because there's no such thing. Madonna does it, the Beyonce does it, the Liberty does it, it's Athena, it's in the pyramid, it's everywhere, and that would be the female eagle. So we just don't have that stuff going on, but it sure is a template. and we don't understand that this template goes through alphabetics. I understand it, and I want to prove that I understand it because I haven't gotten my family to look at my work because I don't really, well, because they don't like my excitement that took me there. And I didn't put my name to this study. And they wouldn't say, Omni Lexicon, Ominous Lexicon, what? So I guess I am making fun of them now. I am. I think something's caused them to be retarded to not even want to look at this or say, really? You know what I'm saying? My dad was a mechanic for 40 years, so I am working with some very nice people. I love them, but they've become lazy in their minds. And instead of them saying, wow, that's pretty incredible, they don't really know how to reward or to think any deeper. So the things that are absolutely self-evident, they've already passed up. Most people have, because that's what it means to break out of something. So if you have to break out of something, well, then you must be stuck in something, you know, like that person. So if Jesus is flying in, it doesn't say that anywhere. It says the king takes up property based on an ensign, and when those ensigns line up, the heraldry is worldwide, and all of our government's still walking in it, without saying that a Mashiach's coming. Block. That's a block. You see nothing. And they keep coming out with the same scripting and the same crap. Checkmate. And so somebody's calling all the rabbis because they want him to go there on his own. I think we need to find him and treat him like a king. Because if you don't know how to treat him like a king before he gets there, you won't know how to treat him like a king when he gets there. And that would result in your problem, not his. You see what I'm saying? If he's the king, of course. So, but anyway, we're past that time, so nobody can even tell me. Anybody who steps up and has things and not even says that they are, but they have matches to Nissan 14 and the April 14th, hey, then intelligence demands that person be sought out, and whatever he's at, whatever his demands are for that information, you pay the man. You don't say, hey, no, not this time, no, not this time, we don't have any money. He's already been through that this time. He says, if you don't have any money, if you can't do it, you can't identify. You can't identify and you can't pay this time. Hey, they pay $100 million to move a football team from A to B. And you don't know your A's from your B's because these are innumerable. So these are going to blow the minds of people because those angels are mixed with the money and they've always been. How do you like that? So everything's going to go to Rada, to this guy, everything on earth, and he reapportions it. And then we would never be able to do that because of the religion that I grew up in. And that's that. That's all there is to it. And then they put movies out like this, showing it in the clouds of the heavens. Aquila. Did I show an eagle Aquila anywhere? Let's see this one more time. One more time. Practice makes perfect, right? Right? Practice makes perfect. So if they were making fun of you, you wouldn't really know how to act towards it because that's just a bird that flies. It's not connected to the pyramid. It's not a lexicon. And the people inside of here, boy, I tell you, I'm not even going to say anything, but it's 13 years later and they still don't know anything about that company or the things of that nature. Not a bit, because they don't have anybody in charge. Because this is supposed to be the person who comes in charge. But if they don't have the foundations and those foundations are taken away in all of our learning, then when that person stands up, no one would get it. I mean, that's just a hunch I have because I watch a lot of Columbo. Columbide the dove, Columbia the female. So now I don't listen to anything that anybody says because they don't have the right foundations. Those foundations are here. I challenge any human being, because I've already had the study on for a long time with some great people helping me. God bless. Have a good day.